Hello, my name is DC. I'll be giving a match analysis for Algeria versus Mozambique. Let's get into the first goal of the match. Yeah, I'm going to be doing what I usually do, just skip to the. Alright, so what here, this is a problem. Once again, playing out from the back is very dangerous because as you can see here, alright, let me open this up. He is all alone because if he looks to this side, let's say this is his view. Sorry about that. My device is a bit slow today. Alright, there's the mouse. Alright, so this is all he can see without checking. So already he's been pressed. He has two men in front of him, and then he can't really play that ball because it's going to get pressure. The best thing to do would be to try and pass it back, but I don't know if that's even possible in this situation because he'll be pressed furthermore, and then he puts more pressure on these other guys. This is why when playing out the back, I would rather. Okay, I don't really see where this starts from because this is where the highlight thing starts. This is where the highlight starts from. But I think I'd blame the person that plays the ball because if he's the one that played the ball into him, there's more than enough people here on this other side that do not have any pressure on them. And this is why sometimes when you play out, you have to tell when you have to play out the back because sometimes the best option kick it very far. And what I do like here, it's a 2-on-1 situation. Then I think this is where the problem starts because he tries to move forward, but in this case, if you're going to pressure the ball, which is very unadvisable, it's better you track back and then just hope for the best. But it's better you just slide tackle. At least you say I tried to stop the ball. But here in this case, he just watches it because and that's a good finish. Yeah, it is him. I even predicted it. He passed it to him. He can even see that there's so much pressure here. But let's just move back. Maybe he was in a bit like if he didn't stop, and then what he could have done, because he could have run to the other side of where the ball. What I mean by side is this. Sorry. Here, he could have put his body if he was going to commit, run like this, so he blocks off that pass and then forces. I think that's Mahrez on his right foot. That's the only way you win in this situation, because at least maybe if he's on his right foot, who knows? But it is Mahrez. He'll probably put that in. But sometimes the best thing to do is just like lower the odds of scoring. All right, attacker is coming. What's his strong foot left? All right, take him to his right side. So he uses his right foot. Put a bit of pressure on him. Try and push him so that he's slightly off balance when he's shooting. All those little things just make it the shot much more difficult. But that's a good quick finish. Yeah. So he should have just kicked it. He should have just kicked it forward, and also him, the player that receives the ball. In this case, I don't think he has the time and space to trap and look up without moving. Yeah, because he traps it and then he doesn't really move. It's like he traps it standing and then he just tries to make a pass, but that doesn't go too well. Mahrez spots his teammate. That's a really good finish. Yeah, because if he committed to. Wait, isn't that Remillo? I think that is. I think that is him. Yeah, maybe if he focused on making a slight curved run, he could have tried to block out his pass and then just force Mahrez on his right foot. That's the only way you could probably salvage that situation. Alright, let me put this slightly more lower. Okay, that's great. Let's try and look for the second goal. Hey, I found it. That's nice. I'm so lucky. This stems from a corner. Alright, first. Ooh. Yeah, it's one of those. It really is one of those. By one of those, I mean the keeper does his part, but the defenders don't. I want to see a replay, another replay. Alright, so most of it are showing the header, but let's just see the build up and then we see, we try and break down what happens. Alright, so this is Mahrez taking the corner. He puts it into an area, they get first contact, which is great. They even have a man here near the D. They have two men actually here because there are also two men somewhat near the 18-yard box for Algeria. So as the ball is coming down from the sky, he hits it, and now the problem in this case is that this guy was ball watching too much. He was looking at the ball so much he didn't bother to look at his surroundings, because if he was looking behind him, he could have just looked to block off the person that's here. By that, maybe give him his back so that he just steps him with a shot. Instead, he was focused on the ball, and as he's moving behind, he gives him ample he does distract him, but he still gives him time to take the shot. And then, as we can see this here, someone here is, even someone somewhere here, the person that scores the goal is here, and all of them are so focused on moving back. This is why in so many times, immediately the ball gets kicked out or gets headed out, everyone runs. They run forward so that they try and get and catch someone offside. But that's not possible because there's this guy here who is playing everyone onside. So let's play it further. And the ball does travel quite the distance, and as you can see, all of them are ahead of him. Because at this point, if you can see there's someone playing everyone onside, just stick to your man. Just stick to your man because it just makes the job much more easier. And then boom, he hits it. It's a save from the keeper, but unfortunately his defenders are nowhere to be seen. And that's a lovely header. That's a really good header. Yeah, man, that's just a defensive issue. Once again, I got the goal. I found it. Ooh, that is some slick footwork. Alright, so long ball is played into Mahrez. So at this point, everything here is somewhat okay except this. Because I think he should be closer to him. You don't really want this gap to be that big. Because he can just run straight through and hope Mahrez plays him in. But let's see what happens. Alright, as the ball comes down, Mahrez does have a job of bringing this down, of which that's no problem to him. That's the easiest thing. Because Mahrez's touch is so good. Because he brings it down like that, and then immediately the defender's momentum takes him away. He takes him wherever he's going to go. But he recovers correct. He recovers well. And as you can see here, Mahrez, he keeps control of it, and Mahrez spots this run. He spots this run. I don't know if the player here is quicker than the defender, or maybe the defender just lets him go too easily. Yeah, the defender, because as you can see here, the defender is ahead of the attacker. And then the attacker slowly moves past it. Quickly, I don't know if I can say slowly or quickly moves past the defender. At this point, I'll just remove my hand and then try and hold him back. Just not really hold him back, but just lift up my arm and then also slow myself down or just prevent him from moving that easily past, and then played in through. That's a lovely goal. Just from the way Mahrez controls this situation, he doesn't panic. He plays it in. That's a lovely weight of pass, and he slots it in. Nothing much the keeper could do. Good finish, but it all stems from the long ball. And then here, he has more than enough time. The defender here lets him run past him. And what I do like about Mahrez, he keeps calm. He can see the run coming in, and he plays it so elegantly. Because other players would end up passing this to the keeper. And it's not easy sliding like that to finish. It really isn't. Alright, let's head on to the next goal. I think. Yeah, Wafa. Oh, I'm feeling real lucky today. I feel good. Alright, so this one stems from the. Oh, I think this is a foul. Yeah, it probably is. Corner kick. You have seen there is a man on the D. So Mozambique identified that when Algeria took the set piece, but Algeria, I think it's a situation whereby they don't really expect the person that's here to score. I think maybe that's why they don't mind leaving this space. Alright, so cross comes in. Once again, it's headed out. The person at the D takes the first hit. That's why you usually want to have a defensive player or just anyone near the offensive player that's at the D, because you want to avoid such situations whereby someone is unmarked and has a free shot on goal, because it's one of those things, the person you least expect to score can end up scoring. So he tries to take the shot, it's blocked, and then he tries again. But at this point, I do feel like they could have closed him down because. Alright, so here he heads it down, right? He takes a shot, it gets blocked. I think all of them are just too far back. Yeah. And then, if you have noticed, Romildo, let's just put a little box on Romildo because Romildo is actually the one that helps this goal happen. Let's just keep focus on Romildo here. I think these are Atletico Madrid tactics. Yeah, this is something I can see Atletico Madrid doing. Look at Romildo here. Look at him. Look at him. He holds him, and then boom. Because if Romildo doesn't hold him, that goal doesn't get scored. It does not get scored if Romildo doesn't hold that player back. And which is smart, but those are definitely Atletico Madrid tactics if I've ever seen them. Yeah, those are definitely Atletico Madrid tactics. Because look at this. He would have rushed down to stop this, but this is a well-taken strike. These are definitely Atletico Madrid tactics, and they've paid off. Let's just watch it go again. Goal. And he puts it. Oof. So Romildo gets. Sometimes this is why it's really hard to judge how good some attacking players are, because some players are good at doing that. They're good at creating space or just blocking opponents so that the teammates can take shots and whatnot. These are things that don't really show up on GA, but yeah, it does help the team. So yeah, that's one of the things to also keep in mind. It's what you bring to the pitch, because I'm just gonna say it out loud, because without Romildo that goal doesn't happen. Everyone would comment that's a really good strike, but trust me, if Romildo does not hold that man down, he will rush to block that shot, and oof, that's a lovely, lovely finish. Alright, let's try and look for the next goal. Here we have Algeria. That's good link-up play, but fortunately enough, it was blocked. Here we have Mahrez. Lovely defending again. Just does enough to take it out of his stride. This is actually a good counter from Mozambique. Let's see where. Yeah. That's where it gets killed off. Alright, because this is actually a very good chance. Because here, it comes from a misplaced pass, right? And then, at this point, I think he could have played him in. He does. He plays him in, and then he takes the ball back. Yeah, so this is the problem that arises. The ball that he plays is terrible. Because if he wanted to really play this guy in, he would have played the ball like this. Because this ball takes him too wide. It's that thing, he has to take another touch to put himself back into a straight stride, and then it also makes it much more difficult to cross it in, rather than if he was running straight, because he does the good, he plays his teammate in. That's the good part. But the problem here is that the ball he plays back to his teammate is terrible. Misplaced pass, yeah, he does the right thing. He plays it into his teammate, yeah. But now this pass back here, he could have actually passed it somewhat straight, and then he would have still been able to catch it. But unfortunately, he takes his teammate away from the goal. And then now, here's the problem. Since he's going wide to collect the ball, and the Algerian players are going straight, it's much more quicker for the Algerian players to gather themselves together, because at this point, they are running straight. He has to move to the side and then get the ball forward. And then I think at this point somewhere here, he could have just crossed it. I really do think so. He could have just, because at this point here, I think he could just cross it into this area here. He doesn't necessarily have to target anyone. He just has to switch the ball so that it can be played into space. Because I do think if he just he shakes his leg a bit and then just cross it into this general area, because there are about 3 players that could pick the ball up. Unfortunately, he doesn't. And then what he does is that he tries to move forward even more, but at this point it's done because I'd even be expecting at least someone to go and help him because you have just left him alone here. I'd expect someone to just come somewhere here or just within this general area to help him because there's not much he can really do. There are about 3 players surrounding him, and yeah, I think that's as far as he could go. Ooh, what a hit! You could see the keeper panic there. Was that a save? Yeah, that's it. It got deflected. That's a lovely cross caught by the keeper. Let's move forward once more. Set piece routine. That's actually really good. Once again, have you noticed? As everyone, they do have someone near the D, but he's not really marked. And yeah, if that ball fell maybe further back, he would have had another shot. So they have gone a bit more closer, but they're not really committed to putting him much more closer, if you get what I mean. There's a person near the D, but not someone really marking the L man. That looks like a penalty. That is a penalty. Wait, why is this? Why is the ref smiling and giving the? Why is the ref smiling like that? And why did he get the yellow card? Was it because of an earlier foul? Wait, is this a penalty or is it a corner? What happens here? Yeah. That's a deserved yellow card. That's a very good challenge. That's a very good challenge. No, we have to. That's a defender appreciation post because it is so difficult when you're tackling from behind. I look at the concentration. Look at that. He gets enough, and then he kicks it out. Yeah. That's very good defending, and that's a brave header. Running, knowing the keeper is coming full speed to you. That's a really brave header. Because on another day, that could have ended very badly. No. Yeah, I don't think he really needed to shoot from there. Cross into the box. That's a lovely header. Because let's see what happens. Because I don't think this just stems out of nowhere. Okay, another cross-side ball from Riyad Mahrez. The defender here, he's telling his that this is where problems start in football. This is where problems start. As the ball comes, he can see that he has the ball. He can afford to let this man go because there is another player here that can track this man here. But instead of immediately engaging on the player here on the ball so that he forces him maybe to go back, he's pointing. I understand that he's pointing, but at this point you need to have a bit more trust in your teammates because his attention, rather than going to mark him directly, is now on instructing his teammate what to do. And this is why you really need to have good coordination and mutual understanding of each other in a defensive back line to avoid such problems because he doesn't trust his teammate. If you see someone, he doesn't trust his teammate, and which in this case he is right, but there should be more than enough people to deal with this, like the guy I've put in the circle here. He's telling someone, but if he rushes down and he does his job, I think this goal doesn't get scored because the ball would have been, yeah, and it's still not. Look at that. No, look, just, you can always tell when a player has too much time on the ball. This is one of them. He takes the ball down. He even has a touch. He has 2 touches. He looks up, he looks down, and then he manages. If a player doesn't have time, he only has enough time to immediately play it or start thinking or just play it back. But this is a lovely cross. The defender lets his marker go, lets the attacker go, and he has a free header towards goal. That's a lovely goal. And funnily enough, it's scored on the keeper's near post. But that's one of the things with those type of Oh, maybe he should have caught it. And it is a bouncing ball. Eesh. All right. So I don't know. I don't really know how this goal emerges from. Okay, so the ball comes in. It's pandemonium here. It ends up getting it ends up being deflected, but it's a cross, and then it's one of those whereby it's just pandemonium in the box. Is that Ben Rama? I think that's Ben Rama. Yeah, it's a deflected goal, but I don't really see where this goal starts, so I don't really know how I can properly analyze it. But yeah, Algeria had fun. Had fun. They beat Mozambique by 5 goals. He enjoyed himself today. Boom. Yeah, nothing much the keeper could do. It's one of the. It's not much you can do about that. Otherwise, that's been my match analysis for Algeria versus Mozambique. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.